How's it going, guys? It's going off grid. I got the vent caps off and they do look like they are very dry. So I guess this was the case, but I tried charging it anyways. Probably damaged it, but it was already destroyed, so it's not a huge deal. Currently we're sitting at 12.5 volts. It's been sitting like this for hours, so it did take a charge. There's no dead cells. Capacity almost none, maybe like a few amp hours. It'll run that light. It's an 18-watt fluorescent light. It'll run that for, I don't know, like 20 minutes. It's not a whole lot, but it's through an inverter. There's losses, so it's got a couple amp hours capacity. Now I have this syringe here, Tylenol syringe for infants. I'm going to fill this up about, I'd say, I'll go 5 times per cell and see how it looks, see if it reacts at all, if it's accepting a charge better. If that doesn't work, I'm going to add another 5, and I'll probably go to a maximum of 10 or 15 of these. But I'm going to start with 5, and we'll go from there. So far, battery acts the exact same under load. It just overloaded, as you can see. All right. So bounce back up to almost 13 volts. I put 5 times whatever this thing full is. Put about 15 milliliters. Is that right? 15, 3. Yeah. Put about 15 milliliters of water per cell. Probably needs a lot more. I'm going to do this. I'm going to let it charge for a bit. I've already noticed it is accepting more of a charge. It's accepting it more at closer to 13.5 volts. So this is a 2 amp charger, and this is a 3 amp charger, 4 amp charger. So I got about 5 amps going in. I'm gonna leave this for an hour. We're gonna check it again and see if we get any gain runtime. And if we do, I'm going to add some more. I'm going to add another 5 squirts per cell, and we're going to go from there. And then, yeah. So, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you later. Well, guys, immediately showing signs of working better. That's on maximum. Lights on. Before, it would overload most of the time. This time it started at 12 volts. It's still above 11. It's dying quickly though, because I just started the charge and I just decided to see if I saw any improvements at all. Look at that, right back up to 13 volts. Hook the chargers back up. So, did it help? That tiny bit of water absolutely helped. And we're going to charge this like this for a couple hours. And then I'm going to try the discharge again and see how much better it is. And then after that, if it's not like a lot better, like I don't know, 30, 40, 50 amp hours, I'm going to add exactly what I did again. 5 things of this. What is that? So 3 milliliters times 5, 15 milliliters. Is that right? Yeah, 15 milliliters I put in each. That'll be 30 next. I'll probably end up putting about 45 milliliters in each at least, I'm guessing. But I don't want to I don't know for sure if these were dry or not. After I added the water, everything looked the same. I couldn't tell the difference. So, here we go. It's for sure, this is the best discharge it's ever done right now. And that was with the water added. So, we'll see. See if this thing can be saved. Okay, I just tried this and I was so impressed I had to go get the camera. Alright. So I only added 30 milliliters of water per cell. It's barely anything, but these don't need a whole lot of water. I think this does need a little bit more, might need 60 per, but look at this already. So before, with this on max and with this light on, if I just turn the inverter on, it would just trip immediately. And now, oh yeah, let's take this off. Here's the voltage. We're sitting at 14 volts. There, everything's disconnected. Not only that, it stays above 13 volts for a long time, drops slowly like a lead acid normally does. Now, let's just turn everything on. Look at that, people. Staying at about 12 volts. That's fantastic. This is so much better than it was before. It actually has usable capacity now. It does drop fairly quickly because I have not been charging very long. But wow. Okay, so big improvement. And I'm going to let it charge again for a bit, and then I'm going to put some more electrolyte in it. It is dropping fast. It's down to just over 11 volts. But like I said, it couldn't take any of this before. Shut it off, pops right back up to 13 volts. So one charger on, and then the other charger, oops, is on now. And there we go. We are charging again. I think I'm going to be adding that other 30 milliliters of water very soon. Alright, just topped off another round, but I did 6 this time, only because I accidentally added one too many to the first one. Let's get into drone mode, is what I call it. Let's see here, 14 volts. It's definitely pulling a lot more current because this lead is actually getting hot now. Never did that before. Now, let's turn everything on. This is maxed out. Wow. Over 12 volts, man. Wow, what a difference. This is now 60, what is that? Hold on, 33 milliliters per cell. That's barely any water. And look at the difference. Still dropping quickly, as you've only been charging for about 5 minutes since I did that. But wow, what a difference. Okay, well, it's pretty cool. Bounces back up. Now we're going to leave this for a few hours. I'm not going to look at it or anything like that. I'll leave this for a bit and see what happens. Alright, now, because I was not able to get enough power out of this charger here, which was, it's only a 1.2 amp charger, so it's very small. This is a 39 watt dumb charger. Then I found this old laptop charger here that I hooked up. 19.5 volts, 6.7 amps. Hooked it to a buck converter. And it looks like I stripped it too far here. I should be careful. Well, I'm getting 85 watts going into the battery. I got it sitting at 15.5 volts. I got it set to 16. We're maxed out on the current that this power supply can push. And we're going to leave it like this for a bit. This is good. This is exactly what this thing needs after adding the water to this battery. Hey, buddy. And then we'll do a discharge test after about an hour of leaving it like this and see if we've gained anything. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next clip. Well, guys, this seems to be working quite well. We're sitting at 15 volts. We're at 15.5. I just tested this. Just didn't want to make a video if I wasn't seeing any improvement, and hokey smokes. Look at this, guys. We're going to take this charger off. So the voltage is going to go down a little. Dropped 1/10 of a volt. Then we're going to shut this charger off. Okay, so this is the voltage of the battery. That looks pretty good, eh? And then we're going to turn this inverter on with this on maximum. Let's see what happens to the voltage. 13 volts or 12.8 volts. Look at that. Pretty stinking good, man. It's holding. So I'm going to charge this again for a little bit. Put this on as well. And then we're going to try the 300 watt. This should put a 30 amp load. This is something that it could not even think about doing before, but now I think it might actually start having the guts for this. Let's plug this in. Got my little guy here playing beside me, watching him. Okay, so we're at 15. 13.1 volts. Let's go with that. You know what? Turn that off. I'm gonna hit this. Now we're gonna turn it on and see if it powers this. What the heck? Look at that, guys. Holy smokes. Let's go again. Wow. That's pretty good. That means it can push 30 amps now. I've only been charging this for like an hour or two. So this is looking very, very good. Try that one more time. Wow. Okay, let's charge it. So we're charging. I wonder, let's see if this little bit of charging makes it so it'll run it. This is 300 watt load. Definitely trying a lot harder that time. Wow, that's looking pretty good, guys. Really good, actually. So we're gonna leave this charging. I have it set to 16 volts. Bum. You can't be stepping on my stuff. He just wants to get into the camera shot. Looking pretty good. Holy smokes. He also likes this room because he's not normally allowed in here. So anywhere a baby's not allowed to go, or a toddler, and they can go and they like. Wow. So obviously it still doesn't have a lot of capacity, but it's gained a ton just by adding water. Now we're going to leave this on charge for a long period of time and see what goes on here. Okay, another update. We're pushing about 120 watts into this battery. Go 80 watts here, and maybe more like 100 watts and 20 watts in the other one, because we are closer to 15 volts. There is a bit of a change. There is heat coming from the battery now. You can feel it. Every cell is equally warm. It feels like across the board. Both sides. Of course, the top is warmer than the bottom, just like on Dr. Solar's video. Bottom's colder, top is warmer. But the whole battery is warm though. It's just the top is a little bit warmer than the bottom. I'm thinking that's just because heat rises, but not sure exactly. We are still charging. We're about to do a discharge test. First things first, we're going to try the 300 watt. Then we're just going to do the 100 amp load test. Then I'm going to leave the 40 watt light on. No, sorry, 60 watt light on for, well, until she goes dead. Alright, so let's turn this thing off. Boom. So that one's off. We're going to disconnect this one. So now we have nothing charging. And let's try this. Try it one more time. So I still can't do it. I'm not sure if that is, like, it could be a huge part. These super thin wires, they definitely don't look like they can do 30 amps. So that's definitely part of it. Because we're still sitting at 13.2 volts. Okay, let's take this off. Alright, first let's do the 100 amp test. So, alright, so we're at 6 volts. That's not too bad. We used to be at 3 volts when we did this. So we're not in any ways good. But at 100 amps it goes to 6 volts. That shows that's a huge sign of sulfation. Because it has a hard time getting through the sulfation to get to the plate. That means a huge portion of your plates are covered in sulfation. That's why this is acting like a much smaller battery than what it is. So, very interesting. Alright, so we're going to move to the 60 watt light now. Okay, so we're pulling 60 watts. We're at jumps around mostly because this battery is really trying to come back, but it's not coming back very easily. tried a lot of stuff that pulled a lot. The big one was the 100 watts or 100 amp load there that really killed its momentum. We are now dropping voltage 60 watts. What's that? 6 amps we are pulling off the battery. It's dropping. There's a lot of resistance in these wires. I didn't realize how thin these wires were. So that is part of the issue. I'm not able to pull the battery down as much as I'd like. There we go. Inverter kicked out. Then I will start the charge again. There we go. Charger is on. And I will start this again. And we'll run this all the way through the night. This will be nice and warm by morning, I'm sure. And maybe by morning we might put some more water in here. This is how much water we put in so far. This was pretty much full to the top around there. So we put a bit of water. We didn't put a lot, but AGMs don't really need a lot of water. They need to be moist. They don't need a lot of water. But I'm wondering if I do need a little bit more. I put 33 milliliters in. It probably needs maybe double that. Might try that and see. But we are seeing massive gains already. And you know what? Just the fact that the cell is warm, pretty much top to bottom, is showing that I probably do have enough water in here. So we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you later. Alright, so I just shut both chargers off. We're sitting at 13.5 volts, slowly dropping. And we got a 40 watt light here. Let's see, make sure everything's on. That's with the load now. So it does work a lot better than it used to. I'm going to do this one more time, then I'm going to bring the capacity tester and bring that in here and see what we got. So if we put a 100 amp load on it, I think it drops to about 7 or 8 volts, which isn't good, but I mean it's way better than it was. That dropped pretty quickly. Anyways, we're going to leave this for a while. It'll probably run for about 10-15 minutes, maybe longer. Every time I do this, it does last longer, so that's good to see. Alright guys, I just added another 30 milliliters of water to each cell. Total of 60 milliliters per cell. We are running a 40 watt bulb, and we are above 13 volts, which is insane. We are not charging. Now, let's see if we're going to turn the inverter off. Let's see what kind of load this will take. This is 100 amp. Oh my goodness. That was 10 volts with 100 amps. Back to the 40 watt bulb. And I just added this like half an hour ago. I've only been charging for half an hour. So it looks like 30 milliliters was enough. I would say 100 milliliters per cell, maybe even 120 for a battery this size. I think I might be not as high as I should be, because this was completely dry, completely. So starting to drop off a little bit. This is still not in any way a completely repaired battery or anything, but we are starting to get actual capacity now, which is pretty sweet. This actually might be able to start a car now. Wouldn't be able to start a car very many times, but it's besides the point. I'm going to let this go right down. I'm going to charge it like crazy again with my 85 watt charger here, plus my 39 watt charger here. So about 120 watts of charge. And then I'm going to stick this on a solar panel outside. And this is going to be power inside my my garage tent. Already showing much better. I'm going to put another light on here. There we go. It's just an LED, but it's got a battery inside of it. It's a LED backup, and it takes a bit more power, as you can see. We still got to capacity test this thing. We'll probably do that today as well. But I got to fully charge it again. We're hovering around 12 volts. So I'm saying 11.8. Awesome. Working much better than it was before. Anyways, I'm going to let this go dead till the inverter shuts off, and then I'm going to charge it right up to about 15.5 volts. Let it sit there for a few hours, and then we'll try it again. Boy, I got way too much footage of this setup here. Okay, so what do we got here? We got 60 milliliters of water added to each cell. Now, charging battery is warm, fairly warm. Yeah. So we're only sizzling at 14.5 volts. It's probably attempting to desulfate a little bit. It's my guess. We have gained capacity back. We'll be doing a capacity check. It can now push 100 amps at 10 volts, which is pretty good. Yeah, I could run 40 watts for a decent period of time, but we're going to see what kind of capacity she's got now. Hey guys, how's it going? We're in the garage here. We got the battery we're attempting to recover. We got some juice out of it, not a lot. I think I've pulled something like around 3 or 4 amp hours out of it. It can provide 100 amps for a few seconds. There's not a whole lot there, so what I have is I got a Make Sky Blue here. I got a ton of these, and I hooked the one up. It's working real good. It's got 14.4 volts floating on the battery, and 4.1 amps coming in, and that's because I am running this fluorescent light just to see how everything works. If I shut this off, the light goes off. Go up to, I'm going to turn this up. I don't like how low that is. This battery needs more than that. Anyways, got a 130 or 125 watt panel hooked up to this, and it's just laying against my house for now. And we're going to leave it like this for a day or two. It's supposed to be sunny for the next few days, and just let this thing do its thing.